going to shift it a little bit and read my introduction to the acceptance section. And then I'm going to read something I think will be a bookend kind of to Margaret's piece. Acceptance is a hard concept for the grief-stricken to wrap their heads around. Acceptance implies agreement, which none of us feel after a loss. But I like to think of acceptance as a type of acknowledgement or awareness. The earlier stages of grief are all coping mechanisms for us to be able to survive. We cannot feel the full force of our losses, particularly those that are traumatic, without some sort of denial, bargaining, and anger. I compare the early stages to how we can face intense physical pain, such as in childbirth. We can distract ourselves, not bringing our full attention to the pain. We can scream in agony, the psychic energy damping the pain. We can plead to God to help us through the pain. We can tell ourselves if we just get through the pain, we will do something differently in the future. We can agree to take the medicine, avoiding the pain altogether. Some of the pain management mechanisms are healthier than the others. Some of them work some of the time, and we have to use at certain points in order to cope with the pain. Some of the ways we manage pain have certain unintended effects in our lives that can cause more pain for ourselves or others. Some of us get stuck relying on one of these approaches and know no other way to deal with the pain. But another option natural birth advocates and proponents of meditation advise us is that we can breathe through the pain. After we experience the pain, they tell us, we will feel a sense of accomplishment. The memory of the pain will fade because of the joy we feel after the reward of bringing a new life into the world. We feel a peace after breathing through the pain. After the pain, we appreciate the important things about life. But the hardest thing to believe during such intense pain is that it will stop. This is where faith and hope come in. In the earlier stages of grief, faith and hope are casualties. We hobble along in our no, our furies driving us, our pleas unanswered. Our coping mechanisms keep us in the dark, perhaps helping us to avoid the pain, distracting us from it, diverting our psychic energy from it, but never really breathing the pain in and then out. The pieces in this section, the acceptance section, all either reflect this breathing in or out of pain, or elicited this reaction to me while I was reading them. This acceptance isn't all light and cheeriness. Some of it is dark and bloody and not for the faint of heart. Some of it is like ripping a bandage off. Other times the breathing is muted, shallow, and struggling. But in all, I felt faith and hope floating back to the top of my consciousness. I was more aware of my own pain than ever, but I was breathing through it. I don't know if readers will feel the same in reading the pieces in this section. I'm not sure if it was really the pieces themselves that moved me closer to acceptance, or if it was because of the point in my journey of grief I happened to be in. But it's my hope for everyone that reads this, reading through this pain and seeing how others move through the sledge of pain in some of the pieces will bring us closer to the faith. The joy is only interrupted but never lost.